There are a lot of myths out there about how the music industry works. Now, I must admit, we as creatives have the grandest ideas of how our art and our careers should go, which doesn't always necessarily reflect the tangible. But we have to come back down to reality if we want to find any form of success. That being said, here are some of the biggest myths about the music industry and why they could potentially be damaging to your career. Myth number 1, the poor man's copyright will protect you in court. The poor man's copyright is an outdated concept where if you mail yourself a copy of your work, you'll be protected if someone tries to steal it. While it's true that your work is under copyright once it's fixed in a tangible form, you can't sue anyone for copyright infringement unless it's registered with the US Copyright Office. A copyright infringement lawsuit is already hard enough to prove, but in the slim chance that you actually win your lawsuit, if it isn't registered with the US Copyright Office, you would only receive future earnings. If it blew up and made millions before the lawsuit, they get to keep that money. So if you think you have a hit on your hands, do yourself a favor and register it. Myth number 2, artists earn royalties from US radio play. Recording artists don't get paid for radio play in the US, and unlike song sales, there is no one set rate that songwriters get every time their song is played on the radio. Sorry. Myth number 3, sampling is legal if it's only for a couple of seconds. There's no such rule in copyright law, so even if you use a millisecond of a sample, that could be considered copyright infringement. In addition, the rate for samples must be negotiated from both the original master owner and the original publisher. You can feign ignorance all you want, but if you sample the wrong song and it blows up, you could lose it all. The song Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve is a prime example. The sample wasn't cleared correctly, and the band had to kiss all of their publishing royalties goodbye, and that was their biggest hit. Myth number 4, good music will find its own audience. You have to actively put your music out there. No one is gonna come looking for you. There's a very small percentage of people who actively seek out new music. The rest of the general population is lazy. Most people discover music through the radio, blogs, or word of mouth suggestions. And even then, they may not pay attention until the 6th or 7th time they've heard it. Myth number 5, if you shop your demo to the labels, you might get a record deal. Nope. That was known 20 years ago, but nowadays, artist development is virtually non-existent, and labels are looking for polished artists who already have a following. Besides, your demo should already sound radio ready. Myth number 6, once you get a record deal, you've made it. This is the biggest myth on this entire list. 98% of artists who sign to a major label fail to recoup their advance. That's even if you can get your album out, or even a single. This also ties to the myth that major labels still develop talent. A&R departments are significantly smaller than they were, and most are only signing artists that have already found some sort of success. Myth number 7, artists like Taylor Swift and Adam Levine made it because they were already rich. Come on, son. Throwing money behind a music project does not guarantee success. Just ask Paris Hilton and Brooke Hogan. Myth number 8, writing a song happens magically. While it's true that some hit songs have been written in 10 to 15 minutes, most take time. It could take hours or even days toiling over each lyric. It could even take months or years of trial and error, putting it away and revisiting before the song is right. Sorry. Myth number 9, the real money is in touring. This may be true for medium to bigger acts and even some EDM artists, but in reality, most artists struggle to survive on the road. Some save up just to go out, others have to take out loans, and even big acts have had to cancel tours because the money didn't make sense. Just ask Imogen Heap. Myth number 10, you have to record in an expensive studio. You get what you pay for, sure. Equipment is important as well, but the quality of your record has more to do with how you recorded it than where. There are multi-platinum albums out there that were recorded in basements. The Score by the Fugees being one of them. Pay for the talent, not for the room. And there you have it, 10 myths about the music industry. If you have any questions about the music industry that you want me to cover in a future video, just hit me up. And until next time, don't believe the hype.